and welcome back to Friday Reviews, where we talk about the things that I watched this week. So, I actually watched 3 movies this week, which isn't the best, but I'm still pretty pleased because they're 3 movies that one of them I've been meaning to watch forever. Another one is the one that came out on Monday. Yes, I finally did it. I watched a movie that came out on the Monday before the Friday. And then another one is just one that I was really excited about. So I'm going to just show them in the order that I watched them. So the first one that I watched on Tuesday night, came out on the Monday, is The Huntsman Winters War. I watched it in 2D. I will be having a 3D thing going on during the winter. I think I'll probably film a video, watch a 3D movie maybe once a week, and do a 3D type of review video thing. Anyway, The Huntsman's Winter War, I had enjoyed the first movie, but not massively. I enjoyed it, it was good, and I was kind of looking forward to this one. I love Chris Hemsworth. I also like Emily Blunt, and I'm sure I recognise her from somewhere. But either way, I was looking forward to the movie, and I'd heard mixed things. Some people say this is terrible, some people said they enjoyed it. I've heard real mixed things, but I just thought, you know what, I hadn't even seen the trailer, didn't know what kind of it was about, I just kind of went into it. And I really did enjoy it. It was funny, and it didn't take itself too seriously, and I really liked the dwarves. I loved them, they were great. I liked kind of the quest and like the purpose of the film. I enjoyed it. Overall, I just sat down, I had a fun time watching this movie. It felt like I hadn't had that for a while, that real fun experience. And yeah, I don't know why people are hating on it so much. I really quite enjoyed it. I kind of went into it with not many expectations. I think that's what it was. But I was kind of really in the mood for this type of film, like, you know, like a magical fantasy type of film, so maybe that also helped. So I was kind of in the mood for it. I watched the extended edition. But obviously I haven't seen the theatrical edition because it was the first edition I watched, so there's only a couple of minutes in it. The normal's 1 hour 54 minutes and the theatrical's 2 hours, so 6 minutes, so somewhere I got an extra 6 minutes, but I don't know where. But yeah, overall I really quite enjoyed the movie. I personally would say give it a watch. I can't think how it corresponded to the first movie, because I've actually forgotten the first movie and I didn't bother to re-watch it to watch this, but I felt like I didn't really need to. I don't know, Josh watched this movie and he hadn't seen the first one, and he didn't feel like there was anything that he lost out on, but there might have been. If I watched the first one now, I might be like, oh, okay, you know, I'm filling some gaps. But either way, I really enjoyed the movie. I gave it 4.5 stars, and it might be my favourite movie I watched of the week. Which I know when you see the others, you're going to be like, what, that was your favourite movie you watched the week? But I feel like ever since I watched it, I've wanted to watch it again. I will definitely watch this one again. And I just enjoyed it. It was just kind of fun. Some bits were a little bit cheesy at the end there, but overall I enjoyed it. It was fun, and it was just a good kind of fun popcorn flick type of watch. So yeah, that was the first movie that I watched. It kind of got me ready for the week of watching. And then I watched Eddie the Eagle, because I'd been so excited to watch this, and it definitely didn't disappoint me. I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like in parts it was a little bit slower than I was expecting it to be, but I did really enjoy it. I definitely would watch it again. I really enjoyed the story and how it progressed, and it did have some surprises thrown in there that I wasn't expecting, and it is a true story. Is it Eddie Edwards? I'm sure it is. Yeah, inspirational story that, well, it doesn't say, yeah, it is a true story. It says so at the beginning, I'm pretty sure. I now do want to look up the real story as well, because I remember thinking that after that I kind of wanted to look into that, which I haven't done yet. And it's really interesting because I've never really watched the Winter Olympics, but I've obviously watched the Olympics, and it's funny because the Olympics are on right now. I actually just saw some of them a minute ago before filming this video, and of course it's the Rio Olympics, and I've never really watched the Winter Olympics, but now after watching this film, I feel like I now would want to watch the Winter Olympics, because what Eddie does in this movie is crazy. And like sometimes I was like so on the edge of my seat and I didn't know what was going to happen, and I was like, and I just really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed his story, I really enjoyed how it progressed, and I liked Hugh Jackman's character as well, and it was an enjoyable movie. So yeah, Eddie the Eagle, if you haven't seen it yet and you think you'll enjoy it, I definitely recommend it. It's a great fun story, it's funny as well, it's kind of one of the inspirational stories, and I really enjoyed that it was about a different type of sport, because it is kind of a sports movie. Well, I suppose it is a sports movie, but it's about something different that I hadn't seen a movie on before, so I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I gave this 4.5 also, and I really did enjoy it. Okay, and then finally, the movie that I've had, because obviously Eddie the Eagle came out not this Monday, the Monday before, so it's quite a new release. This one I've had probably since March, February, I don't know when it came out, I've forgotten, but it was more towards the beginning of the year. and it's Dark Places. And this one is obviously a movie adaptation of the book by Gillian Flynn, and I've read Sharp Objects and I've seen Gone Girl. So this is the only one that I hadn't read or seen. And I've been thinking about it a lot, and I don't know what I think about this one. I enjoyed the movie. It was very, I didn't know what was going to happen. I kind of was always wondering how the mystery was going to unravel, because of course they're all kind of mystery thriller type of things. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I think I prefer Gone Girl than this one. But it is very different. I think they're hard to compare. But this and Sharp Objects, I felt like were kind of a little bit more similar to compare. And obviously there's not a movie for Sharp Objects. I've just read the book. But I think the end result of this movie wasn't as brilliant as I was hoping it to be. I don't know. I kind of was never too shocked. Does that make sense? But I enjoyed it. I really did. So I don't want to kind of put it down. I enjoyed the characters. It was kind of always a bit eerie, and I always wanted to know kind of what was going to go on. There was a lot of different characters throughout the movie, more than I was expecting them to be, and a lot of them were very interesting characters. I felt all of Gillian Flynn's characters have some kind of weird, like, darkness to them. I feel like the book would have been really interesting to read, to really get inside the main character's head. Because basically, if you don't know, Dark Places is this Libby, what's her name? Libby Bray? Libby, just says Libby on the back. Anyway, Libby, it's only her and her brother Ben who survive this, like, mass murder of her family. Her mum is killed and her two sisters are killed. And, nobody really knows quite what happened, but her brother is imprisoned for the murder of the three people, and she obviously got away, and she then is obviously now older in the movie and is kind of living with this, and it's kind of discovering the mystery of what happened that night. And it was really interesting. I really enjoy movies that are kind of like that mystery thriller type of, you kind of figuring out who did what and stuff. I did enjoy it, and yeah, I mean, if more book to movie adaptations come out that are by her, I will watch them. I think she really builds the story well, but I don't know if it was my favourite, but that's fine. But yeah, Dark Places, I'm so glad that I finally watched it. So I gave that 4 stars, so it was still a good movie. I enjoyed all of this week's movies. So yeah, those are the 3 movies I watched this week. Let me know down in the comments below, have you seen any of these movies? Thumbs up if you enjoy Friday reviews. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!